There we
Good
go.
morning.
Good
Lovely
morning.
to have the catch up again.
Oh my gosh, exactly.
It's beautiful. It's a white crown, exactly the colour of the crown chakra. So perfect. It's white or purple. Sometimes it's pure white light.
Yes, yes. As you kind of go into the soul stars, so you're right. So how are you? I haven't spoken to you for a while. Are you well? How are you feeling?
I am very well. I'm feeling very excited to be doing our crown chakra today. Had a great week since we spoke on our lovely ladies circle, our sister circle. It's been a positive week, Nirvana, I have to say. So yes, thank you for asking. And how about you?
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster week, with a massive tree being cut down, which broke my heart, and yet, gave me a sense of relief in a way. So I'm feeling like an oxymoron, because I'm feeling both sad for the animals and glad for not having to deal with the mess and all of that.
Yeah, totally understand
Mm.
that.
And I got some beautiful big rings, like massive, massive rings from the tree, which I will be honoring the tree, by making something beautiful, whatever it's going to be, from the what do you call it, the base,
The
right?
trunk,
The
the
trunk,
trunk.
the trunk of the tree, like the trunk of an elephant. So we are in the crown chakra, which Sanskrit name is Sashara, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sashasara. I'm still not saying
Yes.
it right. Sash,
Sasashara. That's how I
Sashasara.
pronounce it.
Sashasrara. Rara. There's
Yes.
two raras.
Sashasrara.
That's it. You got it. I'm not going to even try. You've just did it perfectly.
We'll leave it there.
We'll leave it there. And Violet, of course, got our Violet on. I see you've got a bit of purple
Yeah,
there.
I've got my
Okay.
sparkly violet on. I think you can see
Oh,
it just
yes,
about. So,
yes, and
my little owl for my crystal, my little
yes,
beautiful. He's my little fella.
yeah.
Um,
Uh, I've got a couple of pieces here that I brought out. So let me just see what you can see. This is my amethyst. Yeah,
yeah,
beautiful.
beautiful. Yeah.
And my sugilite, I think so hard to see the actual color.
Yeah, you can't. That's it. Turn it. That's it. There. That you've got it. It kind of glows, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
beautiful.
and it's when it's wet. I don't know. It's so hard to see it.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, sugilite, incredibly, incredibly good. And then I thought I'd bring out my watermelon tourmaline, because it's got the bit of green around it, and then the sort of purpley pink, and also, which is connected, and you're quite right, is the quartz crystal, right?
Yeah, the quartz crystals are definitely a crown chakra crystal to work with. And they're very powerful crystals to work with, particularly if you keep them cleansed.
Yeah.
So yes, it's the white light or the purple.
Oh, exactly, and connecting to spirit, and as you say, protection. And yours is so beautiful. What a beautiful clear one. Mine is very raw. It's still got earth on it. It's uncut and unpolished, and got
Yes,
the
it's
little bits. Yeah. So, and you were just mentioning something. You were saying if you keep it clean. I think just want to kind of us to quickly tap into that. How do you keep your crystals clean? Because we've been working with crystals throughout the chakras, and it's a nice way to sort of kind of how do you keep your crystals clean, and what do you do to keep your crystals clean?
okay. So I do two things. If I'm just wanting them just to cleanse them, to so that they're really full of their own energy again, I use water, just tap water and salt, a little bit of salt, and then I just leave them in that, and then I cleanse them through with running water.
Mm.
However, if I want to use them for manifesting or any real spiritual work, I use my distilled water. I put it out in the moonlight overnight when the moon is at the most powerful.
Yes.
I allow the moonlight to infuse the water, and then I use that to cleanse the crystals and do any manifestation work.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Exactly.
um
And the ocean is also very, very good if you can get some ocean water as well. And if you don't have a garden to put it out inside the garden, you can put it in your windowsill and let it catch
mm,
some of that, that beautiful moon rays. Um,
mm,
and the other thing that I also believe in very, very strongly is that, with intention, if you've got none of those things and you really just want to clear a crystal because you used it in a healing or something, with your intention you can also just clear the crystal by focusing your intention and saying, clearing all of the energies or whatever is.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely
Yeah.
right. Yes, yes. And and you can work with intention. So clearing with intention and working with intention, it's a very powerful, because all the crystals vibrate at different energy frequencies. And so that's how we manage to work with them. I mean, we even have a little crystal chip in our mobile phones. So actually crystal chips are very powerful. We have, so if you looked into what actual chips are in your mobile phone, it is based on, I think, a quartz crystal. So that's the power of crystals, to
Mm,
transmute the energy.
exactly.
um, so yes, all very interesting. And I was
Mm,
going to say that of course, the traditional mantra is the as well. So if you're that the sound energy is also a powerful tool to use when opening the crown chakra, because if the crown chakra is out of balance, we don't get the proper energy into the other 6 chakras in the body.
yeah.
So it's a very, very important one to work with, just to make sure you're keeping it healthy and balanced.
Exactly, exactly. And crown chakra, I mean, it speaks for itself where it is situated. It's right at the top of your head, right over here.
Yeah.
We used to say the soft spot on a baby's head. That's where the chakra sits. The color is violet. What oil would you put with the crown chakra essential oil?
So there's quite a few. I mean, obviously lavender is the
Mm.
obvious one. But you can use cedarwood, frankincense. I mean, personally, I use frankincense for a lot of crystal and chakra work. It's a beautiful, beautiful smell. And jasmine is another one that's a beautiful oil to work with. So those are the 4 that I would mainly use for the crown chakra. Um, and as I say, the lavender, particularly at night, if you just want to lay in bed and do some channeling, I would put a bit of lavender oil on your pillow.
Yes,
Very,
and
very
and
restful.
Very exactly. I love lavender, and I've actually got a beautiful jasmine in my garden, and this is the time when they start blossoming towards the beginning of August, which is now, and I've already seen a few buds, and I can't wait for for that smell, that gorgeous smell of jasmine
Oh,
to
I know, they're so fragrant, aren't they? They're so fragrant.
definitely. So, crown chakra again. If we get into, we'll do the what we call the affirmations, maybe towards the end of
Hmm.
this. But what else would you want to share about the crown chakra?
Well, it's interesting that the crown chakra on planet Earth is the Tibetan Himalayas. That is where the crown chakra is abundant on the earth, and also the northern lights. And if you look into the northern lights, you can almost see the energy. I know that of the energy of the gases, but we can kind of see the energy of the crown chakra if we look deeply enough into the northern lights. So that's a
Mm,
beautiful glowing thing to look at. And it's also it's the umbilical cord in a way. It's the opening between us as earthly beings to the divine consciousness. So it's our connection. And interestingly, which I want to read at the end of the session, is I thought, as we're going through the Lionsgate portal, I thought it would be apt to draw a medicine card for today, just to see what kind of animal came out. And it was the butterfly, which of course is the transformation
Yeah.
between us and the divine. So I thought that was very apt.
Yes, and it is quite a transformational thing, because we transform from spirit into this physical body, and we, spirit having a human experience, and a lot of people, I always remember at the time when I started to learn, and I saw my sons, especially my youngest one, when he was kind of going from 9 to 10. That's also when they say that's when they start getting more embodied. They more into their body, into the physical, and the complete connection, that they still have up until that age is closing down. That, it's um the veil is so much thicker, and we step more into the human experience as such. But and then of course especially with me, we spend a lot of our time trying to get reconnected to that side, that spiritual side. You do a lot of work with your readings and things like that, connected to spirit. And I think also, this is where, if people, when I say if people, I always kind of look, because it sounds a bit condescending when I say that, but I feel that if I listen to something or watch something and it doesn't resonate with me in a way, whatever is on mainstream media or whatever they're trying to put out there, I always kind of connect to spirit. Open
Absolutely.
up my crown chakra, I open up my intuition, and I let, the truth for me rather come through, rather than something external. And I think that is what is important with the top three from the heart up chakras, that we really need to connect to our higher self and our true self.
Yes, absolutely. And I do exactly the same. And I think the top three chakras, speak your truth, lean into your intuition, and allow the divine consciousness in. Because I don't watch the news, because I have to go with my own experience and my own downloads on what spirit are trying to tell me as regards to what's going on. And I feel very much that, if I'm living in my divine consciousness and helping other people to live in theirs, then I feel I'm, fulfilling my destiny, as it were, here on planet Earth. And another thing that just sprang to mind, actually, while you were talking, was that sort of mental illness as well. You were saying about children, and the shutting down of the chakra in order to live in their earthly bodies. But I felt sorry for these souls that, that perhaps have illnesses where they're still really attached to spirit. And I believe that there's forms of schizophrenia, that the person is still attached to spirit and completely gets confused between the two energies. And it's a massive kind of area for me that I've looked into before, and just had many questions about. And without going into a deep dive on that topic, I just felt I needed to share it.
No, and I'm glad that you did, because people, again, that has that sort of challenge that came through the womb into this realm, and is not of this realm. They actually have a beautiful inner world, and the challenge is for the other people who's of the world, if I can call it that. That's more of a challenge, but actually they live in this beautiful, um, place where they still connected to all of that divine connection.
Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having a little tap of that, um,
Absolutely.
just poke my finger in there and tapping into that. So you wanted to share something about the Lion's Gate. Do you wanted to do that before we share the affirmations, or do you want to end off with the Lion's Gate share?
Well, basically, it's not so much the Lion's Gate. It was the card that led me. The Lion's Gate sort of inspired me to take a medicine card today, which is an animal medicine card. Let's be specific. And the card I drew was this beautiful butterfly.
Yes.
And I thought, how apt when we're dealing with the crown chakra, to draw butterfly, because it's the actual transformation in consciousness that the crown chakra is dealing with all the time. And I'll just read a little bit. I won't read it all because it's quite long. But it says here that looking into butterfly energy, and the message it's trying to teach us, the message it's giving out here, is about transformation being a never-ending cycle. So it's a whole pain, pleasure. It's a never-ending cycle of energy. And it's basically about being able to reflect into yourself and your own thoughts, and what messages are your thoughts giving you, and what can you use to transform those thoughts. So you can break down this transformational energy about the decisions, the type of thoughts, the types of decisions. Are they going to transform your life, or are they going to work against you? And it's also about ideas and developing ideas and all of those things, and new stages in your life, and also new stages connected with the divine. So you can kind of lean in today, and I'd like the people to do that listen and think, well, what would I like to transform? Where am I? What's really taking place in my life right at this moment that I with a little bit of change as a thought or decision, I could transform. And then there's a whole new kind of energy existence waiting there for you. And this is the butterfly energy. Very, very creative. It's about using thoughts as well. This is about mental power, the medicine. And if you are using the mental power with clarity, you can discern the next step in your life. And butterfly is here to help you with any transformation that you may need. So that's butterfly.
And the butterfly, there was something that popped in my head when you're saying it's the butterfly effect, right? Which
Yes.
is also quite powerful, because it really just takes one butterfly to flap its wings and you'll have a tsunami somewhere, or you know what I mean? Like it
Absolutely.
really doesn't take a lot to make the change that we want. It's that inspiration that we need, the vision, going through the transformation, going through that darkness of the chrysalis. Exactly. And then manifesting it, and us as human beings, we are so powerful.
Absolutely.
As one energy, one human energy,
one spark. It takes one spark, which is one thought, basically. And we have about 90,000 thoughts a day, so we've got plenty of opportunity. So one spark can transform, as you say, from this caterpillar that feels glued to a leaf to actually crystallize, going into a chrysalis, to then transformating that energy into its wings to fly off somewhere else. And it's just beautiful.
Yeah, I'd like to. There's a book. And it just made my heart skip, because I used to read this to my children, but it's actually an adult book. When I say, it's not, there's no age to it. It's called Hope for the Flowers. And it's about this caterpillar who are trying to climb to the top, and it's all these caterpillars climbing to the top, and they wanted to get to the top, and not realizing that if they just had the patience, they would transform into a butterfly and they would fly wherever they. But it's such an inspirational book, Hope for the Flowers. It is. Anybody can get that book. Really find it. It is unbelievable. So
wow.
with that, would you like to start off with the affirmations?
Yes. So I've got a few affirmations, healing affirmations. So is how I would like to start them off. I am divine. I am at one with all that is. I am infinite and boundless. I see the divine light in everyone. I listen to the wisdom of the universe. I understand deeper truth. My spiritual insight is clear. And those are my healing affirmations.
Okay, and then I'm going to share mine, which I have here. And I like how similar they are. Of course, I mean, that can't be too different. We're dealing with the crown chakra. Is I'm an extension of the universe. I'm an infinite and boundless. Let me read that again. I am infinite and boundless. I go beyond my limitation. No, I go beyond my limiting beliefs and accept myself totally. I am divinely guided and inspired. I'm an extension of the universe. And it sort of ended off with that. And then I've got 4 more on the other page here. Is I am guided by something greater than myself. I have access and wisdom and peace. I honor my spirit and the divine within me. And those are the some of the affirmations that I've had. And with us wrapping up the chakras and, you know, continuing from next week, I think we do a little bit of play and maybe do a few readings and things, you know, have some of our cards open, and then we'll see what comes up for our discussion for next week. And you know, how can people follow us? And just to tell me what that feels like for you.
Yeah, that feels a really good idea. So I'm going to bring my cards to the set to the catch up next week. And if anybody, are we going to try and do a live as well at some point, just to let people know?
Yeah, let's do this. Let's do our readings a live one on Facebook, and then we can start, you know, inviting people to ask us a question, and we can do a reading for them.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. So yes, if you want to do that, and I think it would be a really powerful time to do it because we're in the middle of the Lionsgate portal, please lean into Nirvana and I. Oh, dear, oh dear. At MEPS, MEPS, MEPSology on Facebook, and also on YouTube. And I've just choked. You take it from there, Nirvana.
Yeah, no problem. So if you go to our social media, our Facebook page at MEPSology and our YouTube channel at MEPSology, you can like and subscribe, and please ring that little bell so you can get notifications. And yeah, please share to people that you think can gain benefit and lean into us. You know, let us be, you know, some sort of guiding in the darkness. Reach out to Clare and myself, and we would love to be there. And we don't claim to know everything, but we certainly, you know, we've had a few of our own tribe, what do you call them, trials and tribulations, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you've got any trials and tribulations, like we said, you know, ask us a question and get a little card reading on those.
Wonderful.
So lovely to see you.
Nice to see you. And don't forget to like and share, please. Clare, thank you. You're looking gorgeous. What a beautiful goddess you are. And I wish you a beautiful weekend as we go into this Lionsgate opening, and, you know, may the truth surface.
Absolutely right. Oh, hear to that. And to you as well, beautiful goddess. And we'll speak again next week.
Yep, absolutely. We're definitely going to do a live next week. Super.
Perfect. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Ciao. Bye-bye.